So, Eva, what does financial freedom look like to you? Not what society says, but personally.
Personally, it means control over my time, the ability to choose what I want to do, and the freedom to explore those things with however much money I'm gifted to have. Hey guys, and welcome to Adult by Default. Maria, how are you doing today?
I am doing really great. As you know, I just got a new job.
Yay!
Yes. Today was my last day of my old job. So it's been just great. You know, when you end a job, I think you have to sit down and think about all the learnings, all the experiences you went through, good or bad, because you learn from everything. And it's a great way to just start a new chapter.
I love it. I'm
Yeah.
so excited for this new chapter.
How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well too. I mean,
Yeah?
we're getting through.
Episode
We're getting
5.
by. Episode 5. I was just thinking that almost on the way to 10 now.
Insane.
You know,
Yeah,
rounding
of course.
up.
We have to round up.
We are rounding
10.
up.
Yes.
Still beating the odds.
Yes. Still beating the odds,
beating the
guys.
odds.
Research the odds. We are just fighting them.
We're getting to the 1%.
We're getting to the 1%. As we know, a lot of people are coming back from the desert, from Coachella. Karol G, love you. And I think a lot of people have FOMO, right? Because some people weren't able to go. And as we grow up, when we make decisions, it's not like, okay, let's do it, but we need to think about our responsibilities, our priorities, and obviously finances. So I think that brings us to today's topic: financing, budgeting, and all the reality of it in this season of our lives that we're in.
100%. Yeah, all of the pictures on Instagram and online and everything.
All the great outfits, guys, killing it.
Amazing outfits. But yeah, there is a sense of FOMO. There is that harsh reality of things kicking in, that it costs so much and life costs so much.
What were the ticket prices? You looked them up.
I looked it up. I think it was resale around 3,000, I believe.
Insane.
I know.
But that's for the 3 days.
But if you got it before, it was 600 to 1,000. But then when the normal sale or whatever, but then people were reselling them 2,000 because of Bieberchella.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, right.
I'm more of a Karolchella, but
Yeah.
I totally understand.
That sounds nice. That sounds better.
I mean, right?
Right.
We still love you, Bieber,
no offense
but
to Bieber.
yeah. But no, wait, does that include the tents that people
No.
That doesn't include
No, nothing.
that tent. Have you seen where people just if you're not an influencer staying in a nice house, those tents, oh my God, I could not. It's a tent, and then they have the bathrooms. What do you call
That's
them?
where you're camping there.
Yeah, where you're camping.
We already talked about this last episode. Maria's
cannot.
not a camping girl.
I'm not a camping girl. I'm a nice bed and all that jam. So if I ever go to Coachella, it's going to be nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Kind of going to the expectation versus reality. What did you think that financial freedom and stability would look like when you were younger? And how has that changed over time? Does what you thought you would have mirror your life now?
Okay, well, let's see. I grew up watching Sex and the City. And as we know, these ladies...
I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I know, I need to.
Eva, put that in your list. I'm always telling Eva, you have to watch this and
show,
this.
I
This
know.
is another one for your
okay,
list.
Okay, fine.
And these ladies, I think the youngest one, if I'm correct, is 30, 31. So as I grew up, I'm and I'm younger than all of them. So I'm by my mid-20s, 26, 27, I'll be fine. They're buying such great shoes. I'll have a mortgage to buy a house. And obviously that's not the reality. I also compare myself to my parents. My dad became a lawyer very young and started his own practice at a very young age. And I think back to that and I'm wow, they were able to do so many things, finance a lot of big decisions at this age, where I am very careful about my savings and my money and all that stuff. But putting down a mortgage, buying a house, that is crazy. And so I have to also think these were different times, right? Like,
Yeah.
different times, different things happening.
Yeah.
Who would have expected a pandemic to happen in our lifetime?
Yeah.
No
and
one.
the economic recession of
Right.
2008. Yeah.
So many different things. So when I think back to that and I compare myself with that, I'm like, no, because different scenario. So obviously very different, the reality versus the expectation, but it does allow you to learn and grow and see, okay, because the economy is the way it is, and you know, it's not the same as like if you watched House Hunters back in the 2000s and people were buying houses, and it's like they're at the highest budget range at $120,000, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a big kitchen. I'm like,
yeah, like 2,000 square feet.
I'm like, we are living in different times. So
times.
very different, obviously. So yeah, very different than what I expected. But then again, like that just makes me think, okay, how can I actually get there? Of like,
Right.
you know, being able, because I will get there, but it's like, I need to save up more, I need to invest, and I need to be very smart about what I'm putting my money into.
Definitely. Yeah. The changing house prices too is a big thing that I've been
Crazy.
noticing too.
Oh no, it's crazy.
Sometimes, you know, I Zillow for fun, and it's
I
like
love Zillowing.
5 million for like a pretty nice but not like crazy, you know, like 5-bedroom in LA.
Yeah.
Not even super huge. It's stuff like that. And so when did gas get to $7 a gallon?
Oh my God, wait. So this is crazy. My uncle and my aunt came to visit a couple weeks ago for Easter, and we're in the car and we're driving to my cousin's house, and I'm like, wait, I need to get gas. Also, I'm a female. I'm a woman. Sometimes I don't like going to the gas station alone, especially when it's like nighttime.
Yes.
So I'm like, there's 2 people in the car with me. This is perfect. I'm going to go get gas. So I'm like, guys, we're going to do a pit stop. So while we're like driving to the gas station, my uncle and I are talking about leaving like the
Oh,
the pump.
in our episode.
So we were like so
Did
interested.
he know? He didn't know?
No, he did know, but he had
Yeah.
never tried it. He's like, I never tried, but I know there's
Yeah,
a way to
works.
do it.
Oh my God, did you do
So
it first?
so he got out of the car with me, and I put it, and
Yeah.
he goes, it's this, okay. So we're like, we put it there, and we just start talking while it's done. And out of nowhere, like, I'm not concentrated because I'm just, like, so involved in this conversation. I look and I see I've never spent so much money filling up my tank.
How much
like,
was it?
It was, like, thankfully mine doesn't waste that much, but it's, like, 50. I've never spent 50. I've never been spent. Yeah, my car. I love my car. My car is the best.
amazing.
Yeah, my car usually $35, and I know it's amazing.
From empty to full?
Yeah, from empty. Oh no, my car is never empty.
Like from like
the
way end, like the last bar?
the last bar.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
See, for me, last bar to full is like 45 at Costco.
Okay.
Like 55 other places
Yeah.
because Costco's cheaper.
Yeah.
But this past week, do you want to guess?
Like 100?
Okay, not quite, but $80.
That's crazy.
for it, and it wasn't even on empty.
Crazy.
I was like almost crying.
No, I can imagine.
I'll get into this later, but I was like, oh my gosh, that was not what I wanted to spend my money on. And that is one of the things too, is like, what do you decide to spend your money on? You know?
Yeah.
Like, what are some things that you are like, okay, I'll splurge?
Ooh, well, I do love a good trip. I love traveling. And look, there's a way that you can get past how much money you're spending because it's an educational experience when you think about
It's
it.
girl math.
It's girl mathing. If you girl math it, it's like I'm going to X place, and not only am I going, but I'm also learning because you're meeting new people.
Yes.
You're learning about new cultures, new food, and like these are things that when I like growing up, like you would see in a book, and you're like, yes, I can learn about it, but being there is a whole nother experience. So in my mind, I'm like, well, this is worth it because
You don't even need to justify it.
Yeah.
Everyone feels that.
Exactly. So that's something that I
That's a
would
good one.
splurge in. Obviously, if I knew that was coming up, like sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just do it randomly. But usually, like, I always know I want to take a good trip. So, like, I'll be saving up for it. How about you?
Oh my gosh, it's food for me.
Oh, I freaking love food too.
I am not I don't really like shopping. I don't really go to the mall too much.
I love
Only kind of
shopping.
when I need to.
Yeah. I love clothes. Love
But
clothes.
But food, like snacks.
Oh, snacks.
At the grocery. Sometimes it's snacks at the grocery store.
What are your favorite snacks?
I love fruit. I love dark chocolate.
Okay.
Anything like peanut flavored.
Okay.
Like peanut butter or whatever.
Can't do peanut, but yeah.
So it's snacks, but it's mostly, I would say, well, I don't even spend that much money, but objectively, right? Like treating myself to like a dinner or a lunch.
Yeah.
Like going out to dinner sometimes, but also when you've had a long day and you just want to order your favorite takeout.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it for me.
I also am a huge foodie. I love food. And it's, you know, social media makes it really hard because I'm just like scrolling and I see like new restaurants in LA. And I'm like, okay, so I have to go there. I have to. And then I send it to my friends and I'm like, so when are we going? Can we like book the reservation? Because I just love food. And as you know, hot girls have stomach problems.
Oh my gosh. Can't wait for our episode on this one.
And I'm just like, I remember I had like a really bad few months of my stomach just being horrible, and there would be like all these places that I wanted to go to, and I'm like, when it's better. So then I'm like, okay, it's better, we can go now. And we're like ordering things and I'm like, I cannot eat this, but you know what, it's okay. It's like being lactose intolerant and like you eat the ice cream and you're like, delish, and then the next day you're, you know, the toilet is your freaking best friend. That is me with just like lots of different things, but I'm just like, it's worth it, it's fine, we'll have fun today. Tomorrow I'm just staying in, and toilet is my bestie.
Yeah, and every time that we go to one of these dinners, we both have a lot of stomach like problems and dietary restrictions.
All girls have stomach problems.
It's true. But like, yeah, but going back to the financial part of it, then you look the next day and you're, you know, looking at your credit card statement, and so that was $100 for just my portion.
Yeah.
Maybe like 50 if you don't get a drink or whatever, an appetizer.
Yeah.
But why is it that, I don't know how it got to be like this. I just feel like it's so hard, and you have to really choose the things that
100%.
You're going to spend money on. Because if I'm looking and I'm at the dinner place and it's $45 for an entree, that's the world we live in. Yes, we can get like cheaper food, but another problem about our stomach issues is that you can't go to the good cheap places. Because they have all the ingredients. They have the bad ingredients. And they have, like, for me having celiac, they don't have, you know, they might be a burger, or like there's no gluten-free option or whatever. And that might be $7.99, but
it's more expensitive.
More expensive to have issues like us. Which
is crazy. Like if you go, when I go get pizza, it's like, oh, can you do the cross with cauliflower? And that's like $2 extra. And I'm like, what? It's crazy. When I went to Chicago to visit my friend, we went to like the original brownie place, like where the brownie was created. So my friend and I were like, let's go, you know, try it. But it's funny because at the time, like it was probably like 39 cents to buy that. I think for us it was like $15 to buy the original brownie, which was for one, it was like probably this. I don't know if it was 15, but it was like 15 around that area. But it was just like, but it's funny because that's how much it just changes because of, as I mentioned, like different eras, different decades, and things just change based on where we're at now, which, and I think we're having this societal problem where people want to keep a certain lifestyle based on what they're seeing on social media, and they're not being real with themselves and being like, I need to save up. They're spending more money than they should.
It's not affordable to have that lifestyle.
To that end, like, I ask you, what do you do to, you know, not feel behind, but also like do the things that you do want to do based on what you're seeing on social media? Like, how do you handle that?
Yeah. Hard. It's hard. The short answer is I try not to look at social media too much, because I have found that for the comparison has been kind of tough for me, and really just locking in on what like I mentioned, I love food and I'm willing to spend on food. I also have like, I try to make a budget. I haven't been good about this recently.
Like an Excel?
I had one with like, you know, my finances for the month. Kind of fallen off that recently, but this is reminding me I need to do that. So just seeing what comes in, what goes out, because we recently did our taxes. You know, they take so much out. They take so much out. So it's really like very difficult in this current climate. But I think just choosing and knowing that you don't need to fill someone else's 100%. Like online social presence or whatever, but at the same time, wanting to experience those things in the best way possible. One thing that I do is, I look for like a free version of something. Maybe, if there's a movie or free or cheaper, right? If there's a movie for $30, by the way, is how much it costs for a ticket at AMC Dine-In.
I know, but you have to go on Tuesdays.
Oh, to get the cheaper. Yeah. So you have to do something like different, right?
You have to be smart about it. Yeah.
So I go to Culver Theater where it's like 18.
Okay.
And that's like expensive. Yeah. But if I'm going to go see a movie.
Yeah.
Or, we rent one on Amazon Prime and we don't go out.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes.
It's just the decisions, you have to make those little switches until you're in a position where you could. Because it's so different, like you were mentioning, the 70s and like our parents and grandparents' generation. It is not, 50 cents for a meal or a soda or whatever. It costs $8.50 minimum for a latte, especially because like
in Starbucks,
like anywhere, like $7.50, $8.50, and then they charge you $1 or $2 extra for a different type of milk.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this. I can't have dairy, so I drink almond milk.
Yeah,
but it's
more
$1.50 more.
Yeah,
for a teeny splash in my drink.
Yeah.
So. Okay, I'll make it at home. I make my tea at home now. I haven't bought... I don't really drink too much coffee anymore for my stomach.
Yeah, same.
But, yeah, those little switches, it's so important because this is, unfortunately, like, the world we live in.
Yeah, and honestly, to that end, like, doing those things, for example, instead of going and buying yourself a coffee, do it at home. Instead of going out and buying a sandwich, buy some bread, buy some cheese, it'll last, and turkey, and it'll last you the whole week, and you can make 5 sandwiches rather than going out and buying. Some sandwiches cost $10 to $15, and yes, they might be delicious, but I think my sandwiches are bomb. I get sometimes 7 sandwiches out of just one sandwich that would cost me $15, and at the moment, it may seem like I'm missing out in some way because, going to cafes, I can meet people, I can socialize, staying in, I can't do that. But I think financially, it's a very smart decision because later on in life, you will then have that money to be able to afford going to nicer places. And it's the things that we do have to think about now being in our 20s that if we don't do, then later on in life, we'll be struggling. And I rather, struggle now because this is the time to struggle than later on in life that I can be like, I want to go to this nice restaurant. I can do that. And like, also, I love doing my matcha at home. Like Emma mentioned, I also have stomach problems and I can't do coffee. So I do matcha. I buy these little packs in Mitsuya. They're delicious. Sponsor us. And with almond milk. Tastes delicious. Do it every morning. And that's smart ways to save up. But you have to do that. If you're not doing that, then it might sound really cute. And I was doing it in college. In college, I don't know how your college worked, but mine, in my university, they would give us like, they changed this now, but it was like you had your ID and there would be money inserted into it. And there was specific restaurants that you could just go. Like we didn't have a food court or anything. So like we would go.
You didn't have dining halls?
We did not. I think now they have, but in my time they didn't have dining halls. So we would just have, there would be Sweet Green, it would be Roadie, nice. It would be Whole Foods, like, but we would spend so much money, Starbucks, like, because it's just like, and then you're
putting your own money into that.
Basically, it's like when you pay the tuition, you put, and then if you need more, you have to refill it. So, yeah, so I did that as a college student and I learned. I think also when you start interning, you kind of realize like it's so hard to make money, and that's when you start to sit down and actually manage your finances, being like, it's so hard to make all this money. I can't be spending it on all these little things. Yeah,
it's tough. And as you get older, you have to make decisions. And like I was talking about before with the gas, I was just thinking about this because, it was like, I think it was like $6.89 a gallon.
And no,
like,
it's crazy. Yeah.
Literally almost $7. And so I go and I was doing my $80 gas fill up. And I had
That's forever going to be a thing. Like, you should have like printed the receipt and taken it with you.
I should have. Next time I will print that. But I was like, it was like a Friday or something. So usually like on a Friday evening or Saturday evening, I'll go to a dinner, right? Like go out.
Yeah.
And so the next day I was going to go to dinner, but, I hadn't been paid yet because you were paid, every couple of weeks or whatever. Yeah. And I just basically, long story short, was not in a position to go to dinner.
You're like,
I was like, this
"Guys,
is not responsible because I had spent $80 at gas.
Yes.
So it's like the need that the gas is a necessity, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But budgeting is very tricky, and it's about making these decisions, and in the face of it, the constant pressure, like you mentioned, from the social media, from the Coachella videos or
the pictures, the outfits. Also, all these outfits that they're spending, not to go back to Coachella,
true.
but it's a fashion show over there. Like, people are spending, and I know
Hundreds.
I did learn because I was watching the vlogs, to live vicariously through these influencers. And I learned, like, they do, like, the Revolve Fest. And if you're, like, if you're an influencer of Revolve, like a partner of Revolve, they help you, they give you, like, a stipend type of, where you can buy purchase? Yeah, you could buy, and then they have the Revolve Fest on the premise, and it's a free-for-all. There's all this clothes.
Can we
all
be
this
sponsored,
stuff. Please?
I do need more clothes,
and I do buy a lot of clothes from Revolve, so keep that in mind.
Will start buying more if I get sponsored. I'll buy less food and get more clothes.
I can style you.
Okay, perfect.
Love fashion.
I love it. Have you ever had a decision where, like, you've decided not to do something because of finances, and how does that make you feel?
Well, maybe it was more I didn't decide to buy something and postpone it for a while. I've been planning on buying a personal, emphasis on personal, computer since forever. I think since probably I was still working in DC for the NBA, and I thought, okay, when I get a new job, that's going to be the present for myself, like to myself. And I got the job. I moved here to LA, and they gave me a computer, and I was thinking, okay, I don't need this because I have a work computer. Never use your work computer for personal things, guys, but okay.
No one did that here.
No one did that. I would jump around computers. I would be like, okay, work computer, okay, bye, next work computer, then next work computer. And so it got to the point that I was like, okay, I need a personal computer. This has been a long time coming, as my personal friend Taylor Swift will say. And so I decided that it was time. But buying a computer is expensive. Like, that's like
over $1,000.
Over $1,000 if you want a good computer. And but I finally said, yes, it's time. I need to go get a personal computer. Also, guys, some work computers have clouds, okay? Just be careful, be aware of that. And so I was, okay, gonna get my personal computer. And I went and I got my personal, like, I went to the Apple store. Yay. I'm like, I'll take one of these, and adulting. And it felt so good. And then I was like, okay, now I can't spend money on anything else for the month or for the foreseeable future. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, yay. I'm glad you did that for yourself. Tying back to our earlier conversation, I think when I was growing up too, I always thought, for sure I'd own a home. For sure I'd have, the little white picket fence with the kids running around in our house that's like 2 or 3 stories.
To be fair, I can wait a while for that.
Yeah, but I'm still, like, feeling sometimes, like, are we even going to be able to do some of the things that we took for granted in this economy? It's not hopeless, you guys, but I think that a lot of us, Gen Z and millennials, are feeling this kind of, whoa.
It's different.
We were promised a dream, and we are working towards that with our jobs and just personal life.
Yeah.
And it's very different.
Yeah, I think that boomers and that era of people, they grew up with that roadmap of you work hard, you get a job, you climb the corporate ladder, you'll be able to afford a house, you'll live well, you'll have a stable life. Great. Yes.
We got the roller coaster.
And we got the roller coaster, but the thing is, it's because they lived through it. It worked for them. So they're like, okay, this is perfect. This is what then my kids needs to do. And so we were mentally trained like, okay, then that's what we have to do. And so then again, we're going through scenarios in our lives that boomers didn't have to go through. We experienced a pandemic, but not only that, I think that it accelerated also technology, AI, all these things. It just accelerated in a way that now it's just like there's so many different things in our ecosystem that are affecting us from being able to live the life that our parents, grandparents lived. And so I do like to think that, every decade, every era has its challenges. This is our challenge, and it's just kind of switching the mentality to be like, how then can we survive this? Like, what do we have to do? And it is really hard. Like, I don't have the answer, but I am looking for it because we need to. If not, we're stuck and we're not really like trying to succeed. So it's like, how then can I do this? What can I do? And if the 9-to-5 doesn't cut it, then we need to find side hustles and all those different things that then we have to just think about and plan for to be able to one day retire and live and travel. Right. Yeah. And not even waiting to retire, because I do see that in a lot of baby boomers, actually. They wait until they can, you know, make enough money and then retire and then actually travel. And the thing is, by the time that many people are retiring, you're 65, if I want to go to Machu Picchu, I don't have the lungs. Hike and I can't do that. So it's like making sure that I am saving up, so then when I'm in my 30s and my 40s, I can do all these different things, you know, that I planned for because we were smart in our savings, in our investment. And obviously we're not finance girls, but like, yeah, it's important to invest, take classes, take courses, look online, because if you're not doing these things, then you're not planning ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I think that that's why a lot of people our age are getting into these side hustles or even just different types of work, like the content creation, different businesses, even the podcast, like doing things, obviously that people love, but in addition, people ages like 20 to 35 or like 40 right now are probably feeling like, wait, I need a little bit of extra money because the situation we're in right now, crazy. It's really like we have to work within the system. And I think for some of our previous episodes, a lot of it is like a mentality shift, and that really helps, but to a degree, because unfortunately you can't mentality shift yourself into being rich.
I mean, I did see this guy manifested. I'm like,
I mean, we're going to try. We're going to do our best, but...
Hey, we're going to try everything.
We're going to do everything we can, but it's very difficult in that sense. So, having the budget, trying to work within our means and doing things on the side to maybe make a little bit of extra cash is... I feel like how a lot of people are coping.
Yeah. And not only that, but also doing something that's fun. I mean, sometimes you get into these 9-to-5s because that was the plan. You just got to get into 9-to-5.
Yes.
And you're automatically trained, okay, I'm going to graduate from college, I'm going to get a 9-to-5. And it's not that you like it. It's just like, this is the way that I'm going to make a salary and income. So then it's now, let me look for side things. Not only to make money, but because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a lot of that. Did anyone like teach you while growing up, like, this is how you should invest your money, this is how you should manage?
I'm going to answer that question because that's an amazing question. So
yeah,
no,
we're all trying to figure out blindly. It's like being in a room and you're like,
no, I saw a video today. This is actually you just like serendipity question, because I saw a video today that was, someone like asking, I don't know how to explain it, but this wife was asking the husband, so did they teach you in school how to budget, how to invest, how to start a 401k, how to do basic adult like chores, whatever, and things? And he says no to all of them. And then she says, what's the Pythagorean theorem? And he's like,
he knows exactly what that is.
And in like 3 other things. And I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
American education system needs some reform because they don't teach you any of this in school.
No, it's so true. They teach you these wild things that you don't need for life. Unless you're going to,
I don't use a lot of the things that I've learned.
Yeah.
And growing up, I think you need to have some type of that structure. And that goes to your point of like what maybe because the school system was designed by people for whom the system works.
Right. It was a different system because it was a different time.
I think there needs to be some change.
Oh, 100%.
And Adult by Default will do our best to get that change.
We will. Vote for us as your educational mayors.
We're going to do educational reform.
But I totally agree. We need it in so many ways. Yeah. Like, they should have a class on just life things. How to invest. I did business school. That was my degree in college. And it's really interesting because in the accounting classes that I took, none of them taught me how to invest my money, but how to invest businesses' money. That is so different
They want to make profit for them.
And I'm just like, but it's crazy because I'm like, obviously they're giving me a class because they think that I'm going to go into the world of, you know, accounting or finance or this stuff. And I'm like, I just want to learn it for myself. Like, I was a marketing major. Like, why am I taking a finance course?
How many did you take, finance courses?
I think it was 2 finance, 2 statistics, like so many classes. And I'm like,
were they helpful in the college ones?
No. Honestly, I would say that it's so disappointing because you pay so much for a degree. And look, the thing is that even though my degree was, so it was business administrations with a concentration in marketing. So even though I am concentrating in marketing, if you're concentrating in finance, you also have to go through those courses. Obviously, then you'll take more specific financial courses, but you also have to do that. So because I'm doing a BA, then you have to take all these different requisites, and those are finance. Did they help me in a way? I mean, I didn't go into finance. Like, and it's not like, I can't really translate that into my investing because it's different to invest for a business than to invest for yourself. So no, not really. Obviously, if you did go into accounting or finance, it did help you. So yes, to your point, I think they need to restructure a lot of these classes, but especially like when you're in high school, like starting in high school, you need to restructure it. And not only like life, investing, simple things, but I think also in the way that we're teaching history. History for me is one of the most important classes. As they say, if you don't know your past, then you're doomed to repeat it. But the way that they're teaching history nowadays, look, kids nowadays, their brain span, very short. And I get it. They have all this distraction. They have all this technology. And my parents used to say like, oh, these kids, aka me, come with a chip, like an integrated chip. Imagine like my nieces now that are 15 and 12, they come with like a powerful chip inside. Like they know.
I can't even imagine what it's like
crazy.
To be in school as like a middle school or high school
with AI and that stuff. Like,
that scares me.
And so I think they need to rethink the system because they're not with AI. Like these students are just like, okay, let me study for this test. Let's go to AI, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying not use it, but the thing is like, and it's sad, many teachers are literally getting tests from AI.
Yeah,
so
they need to use the critical thinking skills. These aren't developing.
They're not.
I don't know. I just think budget wise and money wise, there's a lot that could have, like to your question again. No, I didn't really learn how to do a lot. I mean, that's part of the reason we're taking this class right now, hopefully to help us think different, to help us with creating our own thing. Yeah. And I honestly do want to take more in the future. Yeah. Because I think
I love learning.
I love learning too. And I think education is such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
So,
and it's funny because many of us in that class were probably like I'm a geriatric Gen Zer, but we're like Gen Zers. I think there's some like, maybe not boomers, but like X.
We have, I think, maybe, probably X.
Yeah, probably X.
I don't know about boomer. Maybe just Gen X.
And what's so funny is that like we're all still like in that demographic of people that learned this, like we learned the same way. So we're like with our notebooks and we're like paying attention. If we would put an alpha or the younger Gen Zers in this class, it would be so different.
What do you think kids are doing on, like, are they just on their phones all class now?
I wonder. I mean, should we go undercover? Dun, 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 and then like literally act like school. Hey girl.
We could not go undercover. But we had to put our phones in baskets for a lot of classes. Sometimes we got to keep them, but there were some teachers who, but rightfully so. I mean, I think that you shouldn't be.
I do agree.
I don't know. Educational reform, you guys.
That should be another episode.
Adult by default. I was just going to say that.
Vote for us. Your next guys, we're not going to solve the system, but we are giving just our thoughts of it.
Yeah, and hopefully if this can make anyone feel better, this discussion, that's all we want. We just want to reach people. We just want to be honest and have a conversation about what it's like to be an adult.
100%. And with that, we're coming to an end, but
already?
Yeah, I know already. I always hate when we're ending. It flies by so quickly, but I think in today's episode, like, it's just so important to take, the takeaway is we're choosing our lives. We're not restricting ourselves from doing things because of our finances. But I think it's more, we have to think about it as we're not choosing to do certain things, because that is going to set us up. What's frickin', I can't talk. Set us up for success in the future. So it's important to just think through your finances, especially now if you're in your 20s and your 30s. Like, what can I do to better prepare myself for my future?
Definitely.
And have fun in the process as well.
You're not behind. The whole point of this too is also like, you can be wherever you are, and that's fine. Like, we were fed these systems growing up about money, and we thought we would have everything figured out in a lot of ways, financially and otherwise. But this is the generation we're in, and this is the times that we're in. We're trying to be a group of girls on a budget, doing our best.
We're
talking about it. We're just
trying to budget,
and we girl math, like
trying to.
We do.
Save up, trying to invest, but
start
also
our 401ks,
but also trying to travel, trying to go to good restaurants, having fun. But hey, you know what? I will say something. You will never understand the amazing feeling it is to have silence and just be in your couch until there's so much noise in your life and you're like, I wish. Like, you need to be grateful for nights in, just staying in, cooking, watching TV. And yeah, sometimes you're missing out, but honestly, just think about it as this is me preparing myself, like really just putting myself in a good situation for my future. And so all I'm going to say is enjoy your silence. Enjoy you staying in the couch and having a night in.
Enjoy it, everyone. We will see you next Thirsty Thursday.
Because we know you're thirsty for more.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
See you later.
See you later, alligator.
In a wild crocodile.